Hello and welcome to the Course Wizards podcast. I'm Christopher Maselli and I'm here with my buddy Amit Aurora. How you doing today, Amit?
Chris, what's up? I'm excited. We're gonna review another tool today.
This is a tool that he's been using for quite a while now, and it is also on a lifetime deal. It is not on a lifetime deal at AppSumo. It's through a somewhere else. You'll have to show us where it is. And
Right from the website. Yeah.
oh, you're gonna like this.
I've
And I
already I've
suppose,
already received my return on investment tenfold, Chris.
yeah, and I suppose it's just another AI writer.
It is the AI writer, not
Oh,
just another AI writer. It's the only AI writer that anyone should be using.
yeah, I joke about that because we started the last one saying, "Oh, this is going to be an AI writer," because that's what it seems like everyone's coming out with. The truth is, this is the AI writer to beat all AI writers. Amit and I have, and we have used Phrase. We have, and we have used Jasper. We have, and we have used what Framework
We
and
talk
Words and all those.
framework, yeah,
None of them even compared to this, and I think you're gonna be
ChatGPT, yeah.
surprised if you've used some of those, you're gonna be thinking, "Why in the world am I using those when this is available?" Amit, show us what's going on here. You ready to switch to your
So
screen? Or you got
context, right?
Oh, yeah,
Before
yeah.
you talked about phrase as the first one, this guy who created the tool was a phrase super user.
Yes.
He had his own templates in phrase. His name is Matt Zimmerman, and the tool, it sounds douchey to name a tool after your last name, but the tool is Zimwriter, named after Matt Zimmerman. But the guy is amazing. The tool is amazing. Matt has a full-time job as a USPTO patent writer, or he works at the USPTO office, does this as moonlighting. And I think like around Zimwriter, there's this community of us SEO writers who just respect the shit out of the guy and just know that he has created not just this tool, but this community that we just band together and we all share best practices. This is the only community that I'm active in, and the tool just kicks butt. So let's share my screen. Look at with the deal page, right? So I'm on the deal page here. There are three different flavors. You have the normal plan, $6 a month, ultimate plan, $10 a month. I personally, Chris, am on the monthly plan. I want to support this guy. I want to support his monthly expenses. But then you have the one time $197, totally worth it. We're going to go through some of these things, but it shows what it includes. You have the local SEO buffet. This thing is crazy. Bulk block generation is just going to blow your mind. SEO block generation is amazing. One click block generation. Just the list goes on. Magic commands in itself is worth it. So, yeah, this is the sales page. And if I go all the way to the top here, it says the best AI content writer for Windows. It's going to change because he's working on the Mac version. But if you can run parallels on Mac, you can use this on a Mac, or you just spin up a virtual machine and you can use this anywhere.
Yeah, go back down to the pricing there, Amit, and I think it's interesting to see. First of all, Amit and I highly recommend the middle plan, the one called Ultimate. It's only $9.97 a month. It includes everything this software can do. You can get locked in at that rate. He's going to have the normal price be $30 a month, but you can get locked in at the $10 rate a month. There is this $6 plan for $4 more. It's so worth it for those extra features. If you do want to do a lifetime deal for $197, you sure can. But really, $10 a month? Boy, that is quite a low cost offer. I'm a little surprised he doesn't charge more.
And Chris, that's what I'm on. And I kid you not, I posted in this Facebook group and said, hey, I didn't disclose that I have this tool because at the time, originality.ai wasn't a thing. And this thing was beating all AI detectors. But after all, Google has admitted that AI detection is not a big deal as long as you have relevant content. So I don't really care about AI detection anymore. But at the time, it wasn't being detected. And I charged people 2 cents a word. And I wrote at least 10 2,000 word blogs. So I have got 10x, 20x my investment already.
Yeah, you can easily making money on this. So I'd like to actually see this in action. I have watched videos on this. I do not own this one yet myself because I use a Mac primarily. So I've been waiting for the Mac version. But I have a feeling I'm going to want to get parallels and just go ahead and go with it now. I will tell you this. I had messaged, it's Mike, right?
Yep.
And I had asked him if I purchased the lifetime deal for Windows, can I switch that to Mac when the Mac one comes out? and he told me that wouldn't be a problem. So
Okay.
let's see this
So
thing
let
in
me show you
action.
this in action. First thing I'm going to blow your mind. I'm going to go to your blog, Chris, which is
All right,
writing momentum.
momentum.com.
Okay. Writingmomentum.com. Watch this. I'm going to go to your blog and think about you doing this to someone else in your niche, right?
Yep,
And I'm going to just go search for your sitemap. Every blog out there has a sitemap, right?
yep.
So I'm going to say writing moment. I'm actually going to go back to your website, and you can do this with any blog and just go to /sitemap.xml. Typically, it's an XML file. Chris, here you go.
Yep.
This shows me all the posts that you have, all the different post pages. So I can look at, let's see here, let's find your blog post XML. So looks like you have 10 right now. And maybe this isn't the right amount, but let's just go with this.
I was gonna say, yeah, I've got hundreds of blogs, but okay.
So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open up a Google Sheet before I even jump into Zimwriter, and I'm going to paste those that I just copied from your XML file, and let's just paste it as values. And what I want to do here is I want to take these 10 blogs. So now I'm going to open Zimwriter, and when you first open it, you have a bunch of, and don't go with the UI. There's a lot more happening under the hood here. So I would say don't worry too much about what that user interface looks like, because I know it's not the best looking user interface, but the end result is what you're after, not the means to get there.
Now, I do want to just mention here that on those blogs that Amit just copied, most of those are about my Writing Momentum podcast that I do about writing. And almost every one of those includes a full transcript of what we talked about in that blog or in that podcast. So there's a lot of material that Amit is feeding into there.
Yep. And to your point, these are your other blogs, right? You
Oh,
have
okay. There are more. Yeah, yeah.
Yep, there's all these other blogs, and I could technically go in and scrape all of these and just feed it to Zimwriter.
Mhm.
That's one of the features. Now, before we get into all these features, there's one-click blog writer, there's SEO blog writer, bulk, penny arcade, local SEO, advanced triggers, blah, blah, blah. Let's actually look at the options, because this is where you're going to first come in and then you're going to forget about it. So first thing you can do is when you go in the options, you're going to say, where do you want all these blogs saved, right? So I have it saved in a specific output folder. Then you can set your Open API key. Now, without your Open API key, this won't work. See, even though this is a lifetime deal, Chris, this SEO blog writer relies on Open API. So you're going to continue to spend every month 20, 30, $40 a month, which could give you 200 plus blog posts. That's an average. An average blog post will cost you about 10 to 15 cents.
Okay. So if I
So
only
don't
want to
spend all your
create
money in
10,
one spot.
if I want to create 10 blog posts a month, I might be spending $1.50 a month on blog posts.
Yeah. I don't know if you're going to afford that, but yes.
Okay.
Then you can set your Zimwriter license keys and also your mid-journey prompts. This is the coolest thing, that it has mid-journey prompts built in, and I'm going to show you how that works. Then there's something called Scrape Owl API key, which is going to cost you $5 a month. Now, here's the crazy thing, Chris. If I go to scrapeowl.com, see how Zimwriter says that it's going to be $5 or $10.
Yeah.
If you look at Scrape Owl pricing, that pricing is not available to anyone. Unless you're a Zimwriter subscriber, Scrape Owl's cheapest plan is $30 a month.
What's
But you
Scrape
can
Owl
get it.
do?
So Scrape Owl allows you to scrape Amazon content without getting penalized. Because if you just go and scrape Amazon URLs, Amazon is going to block your IP address. But if you use Scrape Owl, it acts as a proxy, and then Amazon, and they keep rotating their IP addresses, so you never get hurt if you're using Zimwriter to write product reviews.
Oh, very interesting.
Yep. So let's go back to our settings. So I've already set all of that up. It's like a set it and forget it. And then once you do that, then you can go back and use the tool. Now, what I want to do is show just one of the features, which is the penny arcade. And here's the crazy thing, Chris. In this penny arcade, scary for you, I have inserted 10 of your blog posts, which is actually the podcast ones, right? So
Yep.
all of these, actually, let's take ones which are non-podcast related.
But probably most of them are podcast related, most of any of the recent ones, but that's okay. Because remember, it's podcasts, but it's also transcripts of those podcasts. So it's just a lot of teaching.
Yep. So I've put in here stuff from Maselli's stuff, Gina's tech stack, Chris's tech stack, email for authors, Q&A, right? I put these 10 articles in here. And here's what I'm doing. It's called a penny arcade because this literally costs pennies on the dollar. So you can put in any URL in here, and Zimwriter is essentially going to spin it and rewrite it and write it probably better, unfortunately, than what you have. So I gave it these 10 articles to
Okay,
write.
so I don't mean to interrupt you, but I do mean to interrupt you because I have mostly transcripts on those pages. So is it going to rewrite my transcripts into actual articles?
Yes.
Oh, this could be interesting.
Now,
I'm
now
interested to
let's
see
see
how it
who's your
sounds.
biggest tell me your writing, right? Let's do this, right? Writer's block. I'm going to type in writer's block. Let's go
Writer's
to this
Digest is
first.
probably the one that most people go to.
Okay. Let's actually skip the first one, which is the writersblog.org. And let's go to this one. How to beat writers.
Jeff Goins, that one down there, he's popular. Okay, this is fine though. See the Jeff
Yep.
Goins right there? There you go.
Yep.
Yeah. do that
Goins
one.
writer.
Yep.
Okay. So let's take this and go back to Zimwriter and add that as line 11. So then you have all these settings. How many number of H2s do you want from 3 to 15? So it's saying your bottom limit is 3, the top limit is 15. How many H2s do you want
Let's say
per blog post?
let's say
How many?
5.
Yeah. So I changed it to 7.
Okay.
And then I said only use number of H2s recommendation. And each of these is a hover. You hover over it, tells you what it is. You can pick tone. What kind of voice do you want to write it in? You want to write second person, which is you, yours, or I, me, my, which is first person, third person, professional. I typically pick first person because most blogs are like first person.
Yep.
Then I typically enable literary devices such as metaphors, smileys, etc. I also enable lists, like it will add like a few list bullet points in there. If you want, you can enable tables. You can enable use the original title from that blog that you mentioned. So I leave those unchecked. Key takeaways, and you've seen this at CNN and other big news websites where they put the TLDR
Yeah.
and they'll put the first 3-4 points. It does that for you.
Mhm.
Enable mid-journey prompt for each header, each H2, which means it'll give you the image prompt that you literally just copy and paste into mid-journey and it'll create the mid-journey image for you.
What? So this isn't just creating blogs, but it's also giving you mid-journey images, essentially, that you can place into the whole thing.
Yep.
Oh,
FAQs, you can tell it which audience personality to use, write in style of, what's the guy you said?
Jeff Goins.
Jeff Goins. So we can say write in the style of Jeff Goins. And if AI know who Jeff Goins is, the AI is actually going to write all these articles in the style of Jeff Goins, but that
Sure.
means you have to uncheck auto style.
Yeah.
You can automatically ask the AI to sprinkle keywords that it deems fit. You can disable the conclusion paragraph because that conclusion thing is so like 2020 and everyone knows that if it's generated by AI, it's going to have a conclusion.
Yeah.
You can pick your model. You can go with GPT-4, GPT 3.5 Turbo, or DaVinci. So I typically leave it at 3.5 Turbo. GPT-4 might cost you an extra few cents. And when you change your model, it actually looks at your API key, sends a request to OpenAI to see if your API key is valid and if your API key has access to GPT-4.
Okay.
Then you can disable skinny paragraphs, which means don't make any short paragraphs. Everything should be pretty robust and meaty. And then you can add custom prompts in here. Like if you want to train the AI on your own prompts, And you can even enable YouTube videos, which means it's going to insert YouTube videos for each of
Wow.
these blogs. Now, you can output language in non-English. I've never tried it. And that's it. Say start the penny arcade, and my first confirmation given to me by Zimwriter is, hey, I want to confirm that you want to proceed with these 11 URLs.
So how many
Chris, you can
articles is
write
it
up
gonna write?
to you can write up to 1,000 articles.
That's amazing.
Right now, it's going to start writing.
How many is it gonna write?
Right
One
now, it's going to
article
start
for each
writing 11
URL?
articles.
Okay, so one article per URL. So it looked to me like it's not the prettiest program. It's very engineering looking, but it got a lot of options, very powerful and very user friendly because he has help all along the way.
Yep. Help all along the way. This guy has an amazing YouTube channel. Now, you and I both use Rank IQ, and this is where I want to go next, is to show you how you can write a full-fledged single blog article, include your keywords, and make it, hopefully, it in my studies that I have done and my experimentation, I found that typically the first article generation out of the box gets A plus or a A plus, whichever rank IQ is asking for. If not, then I'll write it 2, 3 times and get my VA to combine that into one holistic article.
Okay. Okay. So
So
what happened with the one we were working on? Is it, oh, I see over there in the corner, it says it's still working on it. It's 25% complete.
yeah, so what it's telling you is right now writing article for URL 1 is 26%
Oh,
complete.
okay. So it's gonna take a
And
little while.
it's going to take a little while. You can kill it. You can just do control or delete and kill the whole thing and have it start over. Now you get one. So for the Zimwriter license that you buy, you can use it on unlimited machines, but concurrently you can only use it on one machine at a time. So if
Okay.
you're in US and your VA is in India or in the other time zone, you're in luck because you could be running articles all day. And by the time you go to bed, your VA wakes up and now your VA can be running articles all day, all on a single license, which Mac is completely okay.
Wow, that's cool. All right.
Yeah. So while this runs, what we're going to do is now I want to show you like the rank IQ stuff and show you, let's pick an article from here and have Zimwriter write that article. And I can show you one of the previous outputs on how it works. And then we can look into what some of the advanced features.
Okay.
So before we get into that, Chris, any questions from your end?
No, I think that's good. So Rank IQ also costs, right? This is a paid subscription. It's about, I want to say $25 a month, $29 a month, I think, for 8 reports a
Yep.
month.
Yep. 29 for 8. I'm on the $49 a month plan, which is or $39 or $49 a month. Yeah, I'm on
Yeah.
the $49 a month plan.
Okay. This
So
helps you
before
find
we
keywords for things that you can rank well for, is what Rank IQ does.
Yeah. And before we get into this, here's an article that I wrote for one of my clients. And it says the article is Danish cord weaving for mid-century modern Hans Wegner chairs. And
Okay.
it always spits it out in a text file. Now, what I want to do here is go to use a free tool called Convert Strict Markdown to Word. So what this does is it takes because Zimwriter outputs everything in Markdown language, and I'm going to drag and drop this Danish chord article here, and then you can convert it to Word doc, and then that allows you to read it. It's more human friendly reading, and then you can also edit it right in Word.
Nice.
So let me walk you through some of the things here. When Zimwriter outputs an article, it shows you how much it cost. So this one I used GPT-4 instead of 3.5 Turbo. So it was a little expensive. It cost me 32 cents for a 2,217 word article, Chris.
Right.
Now, to give you context, if I was to go the cheapest route of paying someone 2 cents a word, that 2,217 word article would cost me $44.
You're saving a little bit of money.
A little bit of,
You save
yeah,
a little over $44 on a
yeah,
$44 job.
exactly. About a 99.9% savings.
All right. And
It
so then
shows me how many API calls was made to the OpenAI servers. So 37 calls. And so again, to remind our viewers, we have spent $197 for the lifetime deal. Thus, other additional spend is your cost directly to OpenAI. So
Mhm.
that's how Zimwriter can afford the lifetime deal, is instead of being like a phrase or a Jasper that charges you monthly and takes that savings and passes on to OpenAI or vice versa. Here, you basically pay what you use for.
Right.
Then it's telling you some settings on what were the keywords used, etc., some mid-journey prompts here. And it also, here's the kicker, Chris, it gives you the meta description that you can literally copy and paste it for your WordPress blog.
Wow.
And then it goes into the actual meat of the blog. What is Danish cord weaving for mid-century modern Hans Wegner chairs? It gives you the key takeaways, which is like the TLDRs, and then it goes into like the history and
Oh, and there's the
each.
Midjourney image prompt I see with each one.
Yeah, so for each one of these, there's a mid-journey prompt, and I can literally go into my mid-journey bot here, and all I need to do here is go and type that exact prompt in and wait for the magic to happen, right? And as I'm doing that, I can continue to proofread this while I wait for the images to be generated, or I could just upload this to a Google Drive, have my VA take care of all of this, and I am done.
Yes.
So that's the beauty of this. And then if we go back to, so right now you can see here it says writing article URL 2. So let's look at the first article that we stole from you, Chris, which was the power of email, our best kept secret.
All
It
right.
wrote 948 words. And Chris, I can't say this out loud how much it cost us. Can you say this out loud?
It looks like it's 3.7 cents. Wow. It took more
So,
time than 3.7 cents worth for me to write my first to even just record the original. So now I'm
yeah,
just
so,
taking it and putting it back into alldocs.app to convert it into a Word file.
and then let's open this Word file. It cost us 3 cents. Maybe let's round it up to 4 cents. And it wrote a 948 word article, so almost 1,000 words on the power of email, our best kept secret. And here's the key takeaways. And Chris, you might know this because this is from your podcast, right?
Yeah.
Liz offers a monthly email marketing subscription for $9 a month. Key takeaways. Liz Wilcox is an email consultant. Working together and having accountability are important. Liz's email marketing membership is only $9. Liz's templates provide a guided outline. Then it
This is
goes into what is it.
amazing. All right. I want to see a Midjourney prompt for this.
All right, let's take one of these and create a prompt. But while we do that, let's go back and look at the one that I already created for the Hans Wagner furniture, Chris.
Look at that.
This was, look at this thing. It said, design an image featuring 3 iconic Hans Wagner chairs showcasing intricate Danish cord weaving set against mid-century modern backdrop with sleek, minimalistic lines and earthy color tones. Hans Wagner would be proud
Yes, for sure.
or mad. It could go either ways.
Yeah.
We can take one of yours, right, from your blog, but it's talking about testimonials and success stories, and it's talking about benefits of email marketing. And this is all from your podcast transcript that it has created a freaking blog post.
That's interesting. I'd love to have this side by side with the transcript to compare where he got some of this stuff. But regardless, like it looks like it's written wonderfully.
It has, right?
Yeah.
So that's like the, what you call like the penny arcade. And what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to kill Zimwriter so I can go and look, show you how it works if we were to do this from rank IQ. So
Yes.
I killed Zimwriter, and now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go into my downloads and open Zimwriter again. And this is So this is one of the things I have to actually open like a exe file. And every time I open it says, hey, you have the unlimited subscription, register to your email, and then it goes and preserves all your settings.
Okay.
So from here, what I can do is I can go back to my rank IQ and let's just pick a niche, right? Let's pick the mom niche. It has so many different articles to write from. And what I'm going to do here is sort on something that I know is going to rank super fast, right? And let's pick this one here. It says African, no, let me go in the middle of the page here, see if I can find anything. That might be a good article. So what you have to remember is AI's recency, how recent is AI's knowledge? And
Yes.
based on that knowledge, you want to feed it these articles, right? So that's just something to keep in mind. So I think this looks good. Best vacuum cleaner under $50. Let's take this. And Chris, what we can do here is I'm going to burn a report. But in this case, now what we're going to do is going to SEO blog writer and put in that article title. Now,
Okay.
what I like to do is you can give Zimwriter a global background. Hey, what background do I look at if I want to write about this article? Now, what I like to do, Chris, is go to this website here called SERP API. So it's called serpapi.com, and I can type in this exact query for United States best vacuum cleaners under $50. Because if you go directly to Google, Google is going to tailor those results based on your historical search, your geographical
Right.
location, all of that. This is none of that, right? This is just pure articles if you were searching a person from United States. So what I'm going to do is take this first article, 6 best cheap vacuums under 50. I'm going to copy this link. I'm going to tell Zimwriter, this is going to be your background information.
Okay.
And I can feed it up to 3 different background information links. So I can take this other link from Best Buy, remove the quotation marks here, and that's it. I want to give it 2 websites that it's going to feed off of as its seed information. Then I'm going to say, let's give you 6 headings. Now, if I just go to this first one, I can actually visit that website and watch this. Here's something cool. I can visit this website. So Chris, this is a cool trick for you and for our listeners. It's a JavaScript I've saved as a favorite and it copies all of the sub headlines. So
No.
now what I can do is I can go open up a new Notepad Plus, or in this case, let's just go to Notepad and open up a new Notepad article, paste those headlines, and boom, I have my outline right here. So this shows me what are the vacuum cleaners that I can ask Zimwriter to write about that are under $50 based on the first result that it got, which was probably, if Google is giving that as the first result, it's probably the most visited result on there, right? Now, what I can do is I can take all these vacuum cleaners, and I can feed this to Zimwriter as something that it needs to write about in its article. I'm not going to do that, but was just an example to show you that I can do this.
Okay.
The next thing I want to do is I'm going to go back to my SEO blog writer and I'm going to say, you know what? Let's just tell AI to write all the headings, all the H2s I want AI to write. And here we go. It's given me 6 headers because I have here that I wanted to write 6 H2s. If I was to
Yes.
change this to 10 and generate it again, it's going to generate 10 subheadings for me this time instead of 6. And you can play with those permutation combinations. And then now you can see we have 10 H2s.
Very interesting. So now, will this link those to those Amazon results that you got from that other tool? Is that where we're going?
Bingo. So what I can do here now is I can say enable subheading background. And I can say after these first 4 or 5 H2s, I just want Amazon result. So I can say the next one is going to be this Bissell 2336 or whatever, right? I'm going to put that as an H2. Not only am I going to put that as an H2, I'm going to say enable trigger product layout, which means Zimwriter is going to send a very specific command to OpenAI, which is going to then send me back product specifications and pros and cons. And this is where that scrape out stuff comes in. So I just Googled that same model, the Bissell 20336 or whatever this is called. Now I'm going to copy this URL and feed it to Zimwriter as some seed information. I'm going to say, here's my H2. That's this one Bissell vacuum cleaner, which is under $50. I want you to trigger a product layout for this. And I want you to write based on this Amazon product using the reviews, using the description, and using all the details about this product that's on this Amazon page.
Okay.
Then you can do this for as many as you want. Then you can choose what the H2 section length should be. Should it be small, medium, large, long, tiny? I typically stick it to medium. And then you can choose the voice. We looked at this before. I like first person. And then the same options that were in that penny arcade are also here. And then same
Interesting.
thing here. You can enable YouTube videos. So it'll go search YouTube for that specific vacuum cleaner. And if it finds relevant YouTube links, it'll insert it into your AI generated article.
Crazy.
Now, here's why it blows my mind. For single articles, which is the SEO blog writer, I can go back to RankIQ. I can look at that RankIQ report that tells me what keywords to include, right? So I have this SEO report here by RankIQ,
Yes.
and I can literally copy these keywords and paste them in Zimwriter and tell Zimwriter include 7 keywords per edge 2. So we have 10 edge 2s. That means it'll try to include 70 keywords.
Wow.
And then I just have to press this button which says scrape any URLs and start the SEO writer. And it starts it for me. And we saw the result. The results are pretty much the same. And it basically just goes and works at magic. It'll keep pinging OpenAPI with these different commands that Matt has programmed in the backend, which is like the secret sauce, and then come back with a fully informed SEO friendly article that you can rank for pretty fast.
This is the stuff that scares people, isn't it? Because really, this is such good quality that you see how, okay, this could replace someone's job having to write these things but it creates another job because you have to know how to put in all these prompts. Like everything you just did took you about half an hour to go through. You're working it, you're finding all the best keywords, all the best links and all that. But once you've done that, you don't have to go through that creative process that would take a long time of writing and editing and rewriting and all that sort of thing. You're just able to say, okay, here we go. Here's the exact output that I want, including
And
pictures,
yeah,
including product images and tables, and including links directly to Amazon.
yep. And I recently purchased a blog in a niche. We'll leave it whatever the niche is. Right? Let's say it's a cat litter box niche. So what you would do is you spend about 20 to 30 minutes. Let's say you're writing an article, 10 best cat litters for cats.
Yeah.
You're going to go to Amazon, put those 10 in Zimwriter as edge tools. You're going to trigger the product layout. And for each 10 of them, you're going to grab the URLs from Amazon, put it in here and hit write. And it's going to start writing. And it's going to go keep pinging OpenAI, keep pinging Amazon.com. It's going to keep pinging all these different places. Now, of course, I hate to say it, this is not copyright. It's prompt engineering, right? We are not copywriters at this point, but we are regurgitating the information that's already out there. But that's what most people are doing.
It's very interesting. And I assume it keeps your Amazon associates information with it too?
That you have to do it manually. So
You
what
do.
I do today is I create an article. I'll write the article using Zimwriter. I'll post it into Rank IQ to get my A plus rating. Then I'll put it in a Google Sheet with the article or my OneDrive link for my virtual assistant. And in that OneDrive, for each article I write, for example, this one whichever article we were writing right now, right, which is the best vacuum cleaner under $50, I would put in for my VA a Word doc, which has my Amazon associate links. And then he will go into my WordPress account, create that article. He'll take it from Rank IQ. He'll run it through Grammarly. He'll make sure it's Grammarly correct. Then he'll post it in WordPress and he'll put in my Amazon associate link.
All right, that is Zimwriter. It is a $10 a month or $200 lifetime license to this amazing software that will write just about anything you want, super fast, super accurately, all the SEO you want in it. It can put Amazon links and more, and he's a very active developer, isn't he?
He is, and he's constantly shipping updates, Chris. So you can expect updates pretty much like every third week.
Wow, absolutely amazing. All right, if you're wanting to get Zimwriter, go ahead and we're going to have a link here in the show notes. Be sure to follow that link. That doesn't cost you anything, but it does give a little bit of a kickback to us so that we can keep producing these kind of reviews for you. We hope you found this interesting and useful and very insightful. And I know I have. Boy, I'm wanting to get all these softwares that we're talking about so far. This is good stuff. Hey, Course Wizards, you thought we were done, but we have a special bonus add-on to this podcast because we have a couple extra features in Zimwriter that Amit said, well, wait, we got to do this too. And he's right. This is some really great stuff. So Amit, take it away.
Yeah. So I can't believe that this is actually something that makes Zimwriter so unique that I can't believe I didn't even talk about it, is the ability to invoke it from anywhere you want, Chris. So you were talking about WriterCon coming up, right?
Yep.
And I'm going to show you this in my notepad. So I have my notepad open. Before I show you what I'm going to do is, let me just show you these triggers. So right now in Zimwriter, I have these triggers, and this says it's a hotkey. And right now it'll be triggered at Control Shift and then any of these numbers. So we're going to focus on just number one, which is the magic command. So Control Shift 1 on Windows, right? Just remember that. So
Yes.
you have a WriterCon coming up. What if I said, write me a Facebook post?
Yep.
And we'll also do the same thing with Twitter. Now, you would go to ChatGPT to do this. You don't need to. You can be in the flow on your computer. You don't need to step away. If you have Zimwriter open, highlight this piece of text, and this piece of text can be highlighted anywhere. I'm just showing it to you in a notepad. You're writing an
So
email
when
in a
you say
Gmail.
anywhere, yeah, so you're saying I could do it in a notepad, I could do it in my Gmail, I could do it in my Microsoft Word document, anywhere I'm at, I can type a command and Zimwriter will take it away and create some great AI piece of content out of that.
Yeah, which again, the secret sauce is that Zimwriter is taking what you've written, sending it to OpenAI, and sending the result back to you. And all of this is happening in lightning speed, just like you're used to with ChatGPT. So right now on my screen, I've highlighted just this, right? I haven't highlighted both because that would confuse AI, and you won't do this in real life. You'd first ask for a Twitter post, then a Facebook post, even if you're doing this with ChatGPT. So highlight one. And do you remember what the triggers were, Chris, for the
I
magic
think it was
command?
Command or Control Shift 1, that's what I think it was
All
on
right.
there.
So I'm going to
Let's see.
press Control Shift 1 on my keyboard.
And it says Zimwriter
Zimwriter
is
is processing.
processing your oh, it's already done before I could even finish reading it. And look
Yeah.
at that. It said, excited to attend WriterCon this year. Look forward to connecting with fellow writers, et cetera, et cetera. It's a full post. It's even put hashtags and emojis at the end. That's
Yep.
really cool.
Now watch this. I'm going to do the same thing. The only thing that has changed in this line is instead of a Twitter post, we are asking for a Facebook post. So naturally, we expect a much longer post, a longer reply from OpenAI, and not that same thing. Oh, here we go. This
Very
is
much like
like
so.
7 lines, right?
Yeah. So this, and again, it has emojis. It's got hashtags, all that. So when you say you can do this from anywhere, I could literally do this on Twitter and have it create my post for me on Twitter. Or I could do it on Facebook and have it do it on Facebook. Or I could even go to my Vista Social and do it right there, even though they've got it built in.
Let's give it a shot.
All right.
So I am on my Twitter and I am highlighting this and
It says it's
r-
processing. There it
there we
is.
go. And
Completely formatted
Twitter,
for Twitter. You just
yep.
have to delete
And
your command then.
so here's the cool thing. You just said you have to delete your command. If you
Hmm.
don't want your command to stay, I'm going to go into options menu and I'm going to say, don't display magic command and rewrite input on completion.
Oh, okay.
Now what it's going to do is if I do that, it won't keep my command. It will delete my command and override it with the answer to my command. Here
Boom,
we go.
there it is. Excellent. Look at that. Wow, that's impressive. Yeah, that alone, that puts OpenAI, actually Zimwriter, on top of OpenAI all the way into your system, no matter what you're working on. It's like you're upgrading your operating system. It's amazing.
It's mind blowing, right? So if I go into, let's say, our newsletter community, and same thing here, right? Facebook post, I can just do the exact same thing that we just did. And instead of Twitter, I'm going to say this time it's going to be a Facebook post, highlight this, and it's going to process it, send it to OpenAI. It's taking about 4 or 5 seconds for it to write it, and then it just dumps the result back into that same. So whichever writing medium platform you're on, it's going to work no matter whether it's a browser, Notepad Plus, and it just dumps the result right there.
Wow, that's long too. It's amazing. All right,
Yep.
cool.
And
Well,
then you can just start tweaking it. So
that was
that was
definitely
one of the
worth
things.
looking at. Yeah.
Now, here's the other cool thing, Chris. Matt has added something to Zimwriter called a local. I just love the naming conventions. I don't know if he's coming up with this on his own or he's using AI to do it. This one is called local SEO buffet.
All right.
And what this does is think of it that you are a local service, right? So let's pretend that, and we don't need to pretend, we actually asked OpenAI before we started this. I said to using Zimwriter, create a business name for a local gym, add 5 unique highlights, add 6 fictitious locations, and give me 3 unique selling points for this business. So AI came back with, okay, the name of the gym is called Fit Hub. So we're going to put that in this local SEO buffet.
Okay.
And so what this is doing is this is allowing local services to use something like Zimwriter to create their services pages. Now imagine if you're a gym who has 30 locations, you're going to have to create 30 different pages, even if they are same in every single way except for the location. Now I can do that with this piece of software and I don't need to actually go do it on my WordPress site or anything like that.
Yeah.
So now I'm filling in the locations. I'm not going to fill in the full location, but let's just say I fill in these street names. So these
All
are
right.
my locations, and I can add up to 25
I,
locations.
I I love that the AI made the street names all having to do with fitness. It's Energize Avenue, Flex Street. It's in Powerville, Texas, Revitalized
Yep.
City, Florida. It stayed with the theme, even as it made up fictitious names.
Yep. And so this is on OpenAI, right? But the secret sauce is whatever commands Zimwriter is sending them.
Yeah.
So service number one is personalized training. So that's my first service. And then what I'm going to say is in that service, what exactly is offered.
Yes.
So what is the unique selling point? The second service is community atmosphere. And then what's the unique selling point about this community atmosphere? So let's just do two. We
Okay.
don't need to do a lot. And I'm going to say, yes, let's enable literary devices. And I just realized, Chris, that my night light is on. So let me just turn that off because my display is a little dull here.
All right. It looks okay to
Just,
us.
okay. Now it probably looks better.
Hmm.
And let's write this as a professional. And then we're going to use the 3.5 turbo. And then we just start the local SEO buffet. Now, what this is going, and you can see in the bottom right corner, it says cooking meal instead of writing in a blog article because, again,
It's a
it's
buffet.
yeah, exactly. So it's sticking with the naming convention of the buffet. Now, what this is going to do is this is going to create content for this business using all these details that we gave it. And it's going to be unique for each of those locations while keeping true to the USPs and to the highlights of the business. So you don't have to sit there and write each and every page, even if you're using AI. Zimwriter will do it for you, and it can go up to 25 locations times however many points. It could be up to 600 pages that it just spits out. And now you literally have to just copy paste. And for that, someone who's so smart who uses Zimwriter has created a bulk importer for WordPress. So you just install this bulk importer plugin, and then you can import everything into WordPress from Zimwriter.
Wow, wow. Yeah, I can see how this could actually create a business for you. If you're willing to learn this inside and out, you could easily make a good amount of money just creating 1,000 article blogs day after day, couldn't you?
Yeah, and that was the one we looked at under Penny Arcade, right? I could plug in up to 1,000 URLs, and all those 1,000 URLs will go in and create articles. So while we were talking, the first meal is complete. And that first one is this one right here, Xerxes Avenue. And now what it has done is it has created the meta title of our gym, right? Fit Hub, transformative and empowering gym on Zerg Avenue,
Right.
personalized training. Then it has the description. Then it has the TLDR stuff, right? What are you looking for? And then
Yeah.
here are the features that we asked AI to write about. Then it has the call to action. Then it has the how can we help? And all of this information is coming from what we already fed it. So why us? Some unique FAQs. So these FAQs are coming from our USPs that we fed it. So it's going to do this for each and every location. And here's the USPs, customized workouts. We talked about that. We talked about transformative training. And then we talked more about personalized training. All of that was created into a local SEO page that now you can go on your About Us page and put all of this stuff in, and you have a business ready to go.
It's really mind-boggling how much content there is and how accurate it is, and but
How
still go through
expensive it is,
this.
Chris.
Yeah,
I
and how
mean, this
expensive.
is,
This
I
wasn't
can't, I
even
don't know if
one
I can
cent.
afford this.
Wasn't even 1 cent. I would, of course, want to go through this with a trained eye and see is everything line up the way it should. But just to even have this as your first draft, which is almost really near a final draft, is just amazing. For those of you who are listening, I recommend you jump onto this YouTube video for this and just take a look at the screen that Ahmed is showing right now and how much content is available there from this query that he ran.
Yep. And so this is the other one, right? This one, first one, it's the same one, but this time it's using the community
Hmm.
atmosphere instead of the first one, which was personalized training. And then you'll go through this one. Then it's going to do a third one. Then you're going to go through that. And as many locations as you put in, it's going to continue to spit it out.
Absolutely amazing. I can see that this one's a keeper. Is there anything else that we can be surprised with tonight, or is that's a lot?
Yeah, there's more in advanced triggers. We're not going to cover it in this one. If people really want, they can put in the comments that we want to learn more about advanced triggers, and we can do a follow-up training. And we can also do in-depth follow-up training on how to use the SEO blog writers step by step to rank on page one, to write an article that you will get like from Neuron Writer or any of those SEO tools. You'll get the score that gets your blog ranking.
Just it's amazing how much time this can save you as a course creator because you can have all of this material automatically created for you as you're putting your course pages together. It can just fill those out for you and you can save so much time.
Yep, absolutely, man. What are your thoughts, Chris? Are you ready to jump on the bandwagon?
I love it. I know that I was looking just today at the Facebook group that Matt has, and he said that he is actually right now burning the midnight oil for a Mac version. So I am, rather than try to set it up with a, because you can set it up on a Mac right now with a virtual environment or something like that. But rather than go through the trouble of setting all that up, I'm just going to wait probably 1 to 2 weeks, I'm imagining, if he's working on it that hard. He had one post that he had planned to have it done by June, so he's running a little bit behind, but that means that he's got to be near completion.
Yep.
Hey, I'm just gonna wait, and I think when it comes out, he'll have a sale here for sure.
Awesome, man. Awesome. That's it for Zimwriter.
All right. Tune in next week. We're going to have something else. It's going to be awesome. And until next time, what should they do, Amit?
Keep spending money on lifetime deal tools and keep creating.
Bye bye.